Good morning. Welcome to my genie bottle. So, part 362 billion. I got this fired up, and I was thinking that I wanted to add butterflies up here because they're brown and to balance the weight of the brown here. I don't like the placement of this. I should have done it differently. Nudged it a bit over, maybe a bit up, but there it is. It is stuck there for all eternity. So, I thought this would be cute here. Or here somewhere, and this would be cute here somewhere to bring the brown in, balance this, and now I got 3 butterflies type thing. That's what I think. And I think I want to pop it up. I just walked into the genie bottle and grabbed a couple more butterflies and put them here to just see. I'm like, hey, you know, it's decent. It's decent. I think I'll do that. So now we need, this is firing up, just walked in here. Now we're going to do something. Oh, and this. So I would invent one of these that has a stable base, but you know, that's just me. Okay. So this, I thought it came in a Christmas pack of foam embellishments. It is stuck to its brother or its sister. And that's where it's been for a couple months since I did not adhere these back on the sticker sheet securely. They jumped on each other and sought to destroy each other. So I'm going to have to sacrifice one of these. And the one I guess I'm going to have to sacrifice is this one. Because it's going to, I want this on here. Laura and I did birds together. If you don't know what that means, I don't really know either. She got me into birds, or I got her. Actually, I'm not sure about that. How did we do that? My parents got us into birds. When I need another of these things protected. My parents got us into birds when they had visited. When they had visited us once upon a time. They were staying with us when the boys were young in Virginia. They lived somewhere else at the time. Anyway, and they were like, you should put up a bird feeder on your deck thing. And so my dad put up a platform feeder because I didn't know anything about birds. I'm going to destroy this bird. I'm going to crease it and make it damaged irreparably. So I am going to sacrifice this. I'm not willing to bend and force this. I'm going to sacrifice the snowflake. Great. You're done. Okay. Bye-bye, snowflake. So this sticker sticks is all I'm saying. If you need a sticker to stick, work with whatever this pack is. I'll figure it. I'll unearth it eventually and tell you. But I got it from scrapbook.com, I think, with some Christmas stickers for my Christmas journals. Anyway. He put up a platform feeder, my dad did. And then I was like, but how will birds know to come here? You know, I was in my early 20s. I was like, how will they, I'd never fed birds or anything. How will they know to come? And he's like, you're going to have a great time with this. So one day, that must have been at Christmas. And then after Christmas, yeah, they had left. And it was a probably dreary it was completely overcast and snowing giant snowflakes. Gorgeous right after Christmas. And I was sitting there having my prayer time at the coffee, not the coffee table, having my coffee and my prayer time at the kitchen table. And I looked out and there was a male cardinal sitting on the platform feeder, our first bird, with giant snowflakes falling around him. All you saw out the window was white and this gorgeous male cardinal on the feeder. And I was like, Handel's Messiah. I won't sing for you today. You're probably getting tired of it, but I don't know. I get excited. I might be singing soon. But anyway, I thought it was magic. I was like, oh my gosh, I have a male cardinal. And then others came and I'm like, what is this? What are you? I was utterly charmed by the chickadee. Oh my goodness. And the juncos and oh my gosh, and the blue jays I thought were stunning. All of it. I remember one bird that enchanted. So we got a bird book so we could identify birds. We didn't know anything other than like the normal things everybody knows, blue jays and a robin and a cardinal. You know, that's about it. All I knew. And then if I saw some bird throwing his head against a tree over and over and over, basically, I knew it was a woodpecker. That's all I knew. Well, then we got this bird book. Then I was armed. And suddenly we were quickly becoming bird experts. But anyway, along this time, Laura had a bird feeder also. And maybe she'd even been in it before, but I don't know. But I was like, this is so cool, feeding birds. So Laura and I both were interested in birds, and she had a feeder, and we'd talk about the birds, and I would pour over my bird book, identifying the species in my area. And so I got this bird one day on there on my feeder, and I was like, he looked like he had a kind of a neon orange head. It didn't really look red. It looked like a patch of orangey red, like orange mostly is how it hit my eye. And that's not the flicker. The flicker has yellow under his wings, right? Yeah, not the flicker. But this was a red-bellied woodpecker. And I was like, what is that? What is that? So I figured I'm going to be looking at red-headed woodpeckers, or because he had that orange red on his head, and I couldn't find him anywhere in the bird book. And finally, I found they'd painted a picture of the bird on my feeder, and they called the head red, and I called it orange. Anyway, it's a red-bellied woodpecker. So they have a tiny bit of red, negligible in my opinion, of red on their belly, lower belly, and then that orangish reddish strip on their heads. Anyway, I was just amazed. So Laura was collecting figurines, Lennox, birds. And I'm like, nope, I ain't doing that. Because my mother hates knickknacks and she hates all that stuff and she likes contemporary. So I just had it in my head, neat, clean, no knickknacks. This is how you do your home. That's what I grew up in. Well, then Laura's got knickknacks everywhere. And I thought that was so cool. But I was like, no, I'm not collecting bird figurines. I have nowhere to put them. I'm not doing it. Well, of course, I gave in and I did it. So Laura and I collected Lennox bird figurines. Mine are in storage. I'd love to see them again. But this reminds me of Laura and I when we would share Lennox birds, our figurines. I thought maybe I could put it somewhere. After all that, watch, it won't fit. Anyway, I can put it on layout with this at some point if it doesn't work. But I loved the bird feeders. It doesn't work. It's just nice and dramatic this way, I think. I thought I could put it somewhere, but I could cut off the bottom if I wanted. I could cut right under his little feet and stick him in the corner. But so then we amassed quite a quantity of Lennox birds. And we got so excited when we would figure out which one we're going to get next, which figurine, and we had a great time. Anyway, and then eBay came along, and we were finding bird figurines and Boyd's Bears on eBay. She did Boyd's Bears, too, and I was like, nope, knickknacks. We don't do knickknacks. Well, Laura got me into knickknacks. Okay, so that's why I'd like to get the bird on here. Somewhere. Maybe I could just like tuck it in the corner real sweet like. I don't know. Kind of want to put it there. I'm going to cut. Am I? Let's look down through here. Hold on. Look down through here and then I'll know. Maybe. Because when I see it on screen, I'm like, girl, why'd you put it where you put it? You know? Should have put it here. I think I don't want to cut this, but I like it whole, but I don't think it would work intact on my page. Could I do it there? Is that just stupid? It's probably just stupid. And we loved the nuthatches, how they flip upside down and scamper down and up and down the tree. We just had the greatest time. They're great entertainment, feeding birds, great time. I got a book I love called Feeding Backyard Birds, where you could like train them to feed off your hand chickadees and the backyard birds. Anyway, my parents are getting into feeding birds again recently, and they've got turkeys and deer and baby squirrels and all sorts of wildlife coming up to their house. It's really cute. Okay. Could I make it go there? I really want that there in some sort of... And oh, again, the irony, the fact that I'm covering so much of this stunning Mente paper, you only get a suggestion of it on my page. Just classic Julie moves. I love this paper and you can barely see it. Okay, look down through here. I'm gonna, well, let's see, I could even overlap the butterfly on the jewel thing. And then maybe put like just that right there. No, stop. Okay. I kind of liked it where I had it. I should just go ahead and adhere it where I think it was pretty cool looking. Why would I just try a million places? There are probably about 5 different places I could put that bird and make it work and really like it and live with it happily. But no, I'm going to keep going with options because I'm just, it's just brilliant, right? This is kind of more confined in the area. It makes me want to bring it down and put it more, but together rather than spread out. But I kind of, this is something that makes probably very little difference. But I'm going to spend 3.5 hours tweaking and checking out potential positioning for this. Isn't that amazing? Do you guys do that? I think I'd like to even down a little more. Yes, I like that. I like it. I can barely see the Mente paper. That's just amazing. Amazing. Back in the day, I'm going to show you this one more time. You just got to see it so you can appreciate how ridiculous I am. Okay, ready? You probably already, can pretty much get the feeling that I can get just so absurd. I would do this back in the day. So I have it exactly where I want it, right? I don't want it to move, right? Right? So what I do is brilliant things like, instead of lifting that whole thing up and doing a glob of hot glue, I will keep it right where it is. I'm going to go ahead and remove the backing of these brilliant deals. I'm going to hold this, I'm going to pin this little guy right here by this wing. And I'm going to flip him up and place that beneath him and keep him right exactly where he is. That's how I would do every page for, 30 million years. Yes, tedious. But if I figure, I got it, I've been messing around with placement and I got it just where I want it, of course I'm going to pin it where it is. Of course I am. So I'm going to do it again. This is what you want, by the way. I had more packs in the back of the drawer. These work beautifully. Super easy to use. My husband was like, those are expensive. And I said, and yes, they're worth it. We are paying that price. I am paying that price to not sit here. I can mess with this and get it done in 5 seconds. But if I mess with a hold up. Hold up. I gotta make sure I did that out over my body and I can't tell if I have any showing. I do, don't I? A little bit. Okay. I should pull it close to me. I don't think it matters. I don't think anyone's going to be able to tell that there's a tiny bit of foam square showing between his wings down here. Can you see that? Would that bother you? This little white? It's going to bother me, even though I try to talk myself into the fact that it's just a little issue and not even worth addressing. I'll address it to the nth degree. Yes, boys and girls, I'll address it and address it and address it till I get it just like I want it. Anyway, I feel like I dropped off a story. I'm sure I did. What was my story? Birds. Oh, so I wrote a review for that bird book on Amazon back a while ago. In 1995, I was compelled to write a review because I was like, it failed to help me identify the red-bellied woodpecker on my feeder, my platform feeder. It was not an accurate description in that bird book. I took issue with the description of a red-bellied woodpecker in that bird book. It described it wrong. And I was like, that, you know, this is a great book, and all the birds and all the coloring and drawings and pictures are great. However, a red-bellied woodpecker does not look like this book describes. I was like, it let me down. I identified everybody else around here, but that red belly, y'all got to change that description of your red belly. That's not what they look like. That's not a red streak. That's an orange streak. Looked like Raggedy Ann orange to me on its head. You know, it really did. Anyway, I'd like to get the bird on there. It reminds me of one of our figurines. That looks like a cedar waxwing. Or is that a chickadee? A variant of a... The colors look like a cedar waxwing, but it looks like a chickadee. I wonder what it is. Anyway. I know all that is super riveting information, but, you know, you're welcome. I try to feed you a nice diet of fascinating facts and, you know, to tease your brain and make it all lively. Get this. I can't wait to scrap my, if I'd just been more careful. All I had to do to not be doing what I'm doing right now is move my page towards me so it could be somewhat, I could be somewhat over it and see that this is going to show right there, you know, but I'm out here going like this. I'm just trying to defend myself from claims of ignorance and idiocy, you know, just so you know, I maybe could have gotten that right. It's fairly doubtful, but I'm going to give myself that grace. I'm going to say, sure, honey, that's why you got that crooked. It was out from under you. Okay. It's good. It's good. Molto bene. Now, this has creases. That's going to drive me crazy, but we all know once it's under the glaring eye of a page protector, no one's going to see a crease on that sticker. That's all I'm saying. My instinct, here we go again. My gut tells me, in my visceral region, I'm knowing I'm not going to like this little bird down here. It just looks like a jumble of stuff, really. What if I tucked him up here under the... What if I did something like a these and move this over a touch? Oh, no. Ooh. Now I'm getting into territory that scares me because it's like, will I know where I had them before? I don't think this is going to work. I really don't. But come to mama. Come. I can move this around a touch. I think I feel comfortable with the fact that I can get these letters in an approximate location that is pretty pleasing if I move them from where they are right now and I like their position. I think I can get back there if I need to. Maybe. I don't know. You never know. You never know. If I did something like these. I have carved the adhesive right off the back of that deal. I have crushed it out of there. Okay. I don't think it should be there. And so I'm going to take it off. And I think I like the other where I had it. So we're going to put little bird boy over there. I'm going to bring this back over in this sort of area. And in this sort of an arrangement. And then stand up. Looks pretty decent, I think. I know it's not exactly where it was, but I think it looks pretty decent. I think I'm going to do it. And then we're going to move on to the next page. Okay. Okay. We got to do glue. Oh, no. You can't have it fall off. I do not typically use hot glue on my letters like I wouldn't on this because there's a low profile. And I just can see glue oozing out left and right all over. I feel like I can get away with adequate, ouch, sort of a connection. Hello. I think I can work with a suggestion of this glue and have it adhere beautifully. I don't think I need to step over into the glue gun territory. I've got spider webs on me. I do not abide spiders. I've said it before, I think. We hate spiders. I know that's surprising. I used to have spider nightmares when I was a little girl. Oh my gosh. Snakes, I'm good to go. Spider, oh no, heck no. No, we're going to have to take action if there's a spider in the area. It's just not going to go end well for that spider. I'm trying to tell you. Although I am so weird. I'm trying to get glue off this folder over here because I don't want it on my new little thing I got at scrapbook.com to hold my projects in. I gotta get this glue off here. Anyway, when my boys were young, I'm a mom of boys, so I want to make sure their life is happy and in whatever way would make their boy hearts happy. So I thought along the way, I used to, trying to get this off here, dang. I used to read to them all the time and do, especially medical stuff and science stuff. They really enjoyed that, all sorts of stuff. But somewhere along the way, tarantulas came up, and I have little boys, and they were like, oh, let's see, Michael was in maybe 4th grade, and Scott was in 2nd grade, something like that. And I was at the pet store. I think I did it by myself. I did. I remember that. I did it by myself. I got them a tarantula. And yes. What? I don't know. I don't know. But I thought, they would think that's so cool. And as long as a tarantula is confined, I can deal with it, So, I just got my boys a tarantula, and it was really cute and furry, just like a good tarantula should be. I like it up on there. Wonder if I could get it to stay that way. Let me stand up. I'm scared I'm scared it'd fall off. If I used hot glue, I wouldn't be so scared, but I'm going to put this back where it was. Okay. So then I got him, tarantula. Put him in a container, got him some crickets, as you do when you buy a spider. And, made my boys happy. When they came home and saw that thing, they're like, wow, that's incredible. Oh my gosh. They were happy boys. My boys were happy boys. They were like, wow, that's amazing, And my only rule was that the spider, all of his legs, all his toes, all his hair, all the teeth, all the parts of the spider remain within that container. That was my one condition. So they were like, cool, he can stay in that's cool, we'll leave him in there. They loved it. I remember Scotty's like, they were like, well, both of them, but I remember bringing him in for show and tell for Scotty's 2nd grade class or whatever. He's like, he told his teacher that he had a spider and it was awesome and all about spiders, and he got her to agree to let me bring it in to show the class for show and tell. Let the kids, enjoy the spider. So I brought him in. Mrs. Johnson sent a note home. I think Scott was in 2nd grade. He might have been in 4th grade, not sure. But anyway, saying Scott wants to share his spider at school. You could bring in the spider if you'd like it this time, blah, 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 such and such a time. I'm like, cool, yeah, all right, I'll bring him. So I brought the spider in for the boys' show and tell. And everybody loved it. I'm sure there was a cricket demonstration. Spiders have to eat. Hate the food chain, but it is what it is. Anyway, yeah, the boys were like, thank you so much for bringing them to school so we could share. Thank you. Anyway, so I had a spider in the house. Then I bought him another spider because that one we had 2 spiders at one point. Maybe I let Michael get a spider. Maybe Michael wanted a spider because first one went in Michael's room. Maybe he had begged me for one. I don't know. And I gave him one, and then Scott's like, can I have one too type thing. Bottom line, there were 2 tarantulas in our house. We had 2 tarantulas in the house for a time. And then we had some capers with the tarantulas. For one thing, one day, so we had a cat. We had a cat and 2 spiders. I gotta go back to Laura. Laura pays, I've said this before, she pays pest control to come and spray. I don't know how often, every month, whatever. She'll pay it. Anything you charge her to get rid of spiders at her house, she'll pay you happily. Just get rid of the spiders. She's done that for years. Like it's her first consideration when monthly bills come due or whatever. We're paying to get the spiders out of here. That's how I got on this track. She hates spiders. I hate them too. Nonetheless, I got my boys 2 tarantulas because I'm brilliant like that. Well, anyway, so yes, I did this show and tell and all that. And then one day, I went in Michael's room where the spider number 1 was. His name was Victor. Because it just seemed brilliant. Victor, hello. So, seemed very Dracula-ish. Fangy, right? Victor, sounds fangy. Well, anyway, then, my hands are so shaky today. I really did have, look at that. Wow. I really did have too much coffee today. I had, 6 cups. I had 6 cups today. Look, my hands are like this. Anyway. So one day I went in Michael's room and there were 2. I looked in Michael's, so there's 1 tarantula in Michael's room in his cage, and there's 1 tarantula in Scott's room in his cage. That's it, right? I go in Michael's room one day and I look into see Victor, and there in the little tiny plastic container thing were 2 Victors. 2 Victors in this little container, yay big, of which the spider takes up a goodly portion, were 2 Victors in that cage. 2 Victors, identical, giant hairy tarantulas. 2, not 1, 2. I'm like, oh! I probably screamed, shrieked, or just jumped or something. I'm like, oh! It spooked me because what? So I don't know what smart person in the house figured it out or how, but maybe I called the pet store. I don't know what's happening. We need an exorcist. Oh, Lord. Anyway, so, oh, no, don't do that. Don't do that, girl. So, I probably called the pet store and found out, or I don't know, but we managed to gain the information that there weren't 2 spiders. Victor had just molted. He was a growing boy. That was his molting. He has a new exoskeleton basically now. I was like, oh, I don't think I can do spiders after all if they're going to multiply like this. At this rate, we got to get rid of these spiders. But anyway, we did get rid of that spider inadvertently because these are sticking a little, but I'll go back to that. But anyway, so his life came to an end one day. It was tragic. Tragic story ahead. If you like spiders, this doesn't end well for Victor. We had at least a cat, and at that time, 1 or 2, can't remember, at least 1. And I was cleaning, and I was in my bedroom, and the spider, for whatever reason, what Victor's cage, and I don't know why, was out of Michael's room in the main area, and it was on a bookshelf, top of a bookcase, and a giant bookcase. And I thought that Victor's cage was secure up in that corner of the bookcase. And I was in the other room, and all of a sudden I heard a crash, and I'm like, oh! And I instantly knew what it was. Instantly. I'm like, oh dear Lord. The only sounds that make sense of what I just heard is a cat knocking Victor off his case, off that tall bookshelf that was, 6 feet in the air where he was located and to the ground. It stayed closed. It remained closed, the container. But, spiders work, at least tarantulas do. They have hydraulics. They operate hydraulically. Is that a word? Hydraulically? They have hydraulics. That's how they operate. So they're filled with fluid. And tarantulas are anyway. And when he fell, this is very sad. I actually cried. When he fell, he, I need my, hold on. It cracked him open at some point, like on his side. I couldn't see it. I don't think I could see it. I can't remember actually, but I just remember, where's that little, he was crawling up. He was still alive. He was crawling up the side of the cage, which is only 7 inches tall, 6 inches tall. And, he crawled up, and the cream color hydraulic system was he was leaking. His hydraulic system was draining, and I could see that. And he crawled up to the top of the cage and then fell on his back. And I was like, well, that's the end of him. That's so sad. Anyway, not to extend that sad story. I should have stopped and told you and got it over with, gotten the painful thing over with. But I was like, oh. So I called the pet store. I was like, this is what happened. What do I do? The poor thing. Like, I don't want any creature to suffer ever. I don't like spiders, but I don't want them to suffer. What have they ever done to you? They're just here living, you know. However, I just don't want to share space with them, not close quarters. I object to that. So, yeah, unless they're locked up. If your spiders are locked up, I can maybe deal, but don't let your spiders loose, because we're gonna have some problems. Anyway, and they said, yeah, you can try to. He had a catastrophic injury. Those kind of forces, he was done for, and I knew it. I was like, because he's like, the guy at the pet store is like, you can put some powder on him, not powder. What is it called? Flour. Get some flour and sprinkle it on that area and help clog it up so he doesn't lose all his hydraulic system, and you can do that. I'm like, I knew there's no, not happening. It's Victor's done for. That it was a gaping sort of, no. There was going to be no fixing of that Humpty Dumpty creature. It was so I cried because I didn't want him to suffer, and I was like, oh, I wish I could help you. Oh, I cried. The boys cried. Well, I say they cried. I take that back. They were sad. I don't know if they cried, but they were sad. We were sad. No, we don't want any creature to suffer. And I'm not saying he did. I don't know if spiders they're not sentient. But anyway, so the spiders lasted a while and then they were gone. I don't know how long they lasted, but we did have spiders. But we do cute furry things. We do bears. We do birds. We do dogs and animals, but we don't do spiders. We take strong issue with spiders. So there you had a little anecdote. Start your morning. You're welcome. Telling you about spiders and tarantulas. Oh Lord. But that certainly made those little boys happy. They were like, that's so cool, check it out type thing. They love that experience. Get off me. Okay, all right. You're done. I think I like it. How long have we gone on? Okay, I think I'll just do the next part. The next part's going to be the other layout, the different papers I chose. And I'm excited to do the same picture again with the other papers I chose. So I'll be back with that hopefully in a minute. Get some more glue here because I like it. Yeah, yes, very nice, very pleasing. I like it. Okay, half and halves. Who knew? I don't think I've ever done half and halves until Shimelle, till her class. So grateful for the scrapbooking classes. This will dry clear. I think it's nice and I love it. I'm pretty sure. Can't wait to scrap the next one and see which one we like better. Okay, thanks for hanging out and I'll see you soon. Bye.